What is up everyone, welcome to another video. So I got a lot of DMs on this new policy implemented by government on OPT security scrutiny getting more tighter, and this can eventually impact H1-B visas and international students. So that's what we will talk about in this video. Let's get started. So before we actually get into the policy and how it's going to impact, I should explain you how the current process of OPT works and what is OPT, and then we can look at the new policy and how that will impact. I'm going to refer this website from Homeland Security. I will put the link. Look at it, read and research on your own. They have a very descriptive detail with diagrams and all, super fancy. I'll also put some screenshot and maybe even the screen recording so you understand what I'm talking through, and hopefully that will help you. So this thing right there, this is the diagram I'm talking about. Make sure to check the link in the description and go on your own time. It's from the Homeland Security website. But before we actually go to the diagram, the basic definition of OPT is, for the people who don't know, is optional practical training. Basically, that just means that you get done with your master's or your bachelor's education in United States. Government is telling you like, hey, we have this optional practical training program. Since you completed your education, do you want to do some training or get some work experience using this program under your career field? If you choose to, what that allows you is to get some work experience in the United States without getting work visa, which is H1-B in this case, in United States case. So if you do get, then that's great. And if your major or master's is under STEM, bachelor's or master's is under STEM category, then you can apply for more extension of 2 years, which is technically total of 3 years of OPT. And within that 3 years, you apply for H1-B and so on and so on. So that's basically what OPT stands for. Now, let's talk about the process. Okay, the process is very simple. Before you graduate, in your last semester, before you graduate, 90 days before your last day of the college, you apply for OPT. You reach out to your DSO, which is designated school official. In most cases, they will be from International Education Department. It's a person who handles all the OPT programs and all of that. So you reach out to them, you say that, hey, I would like to use my OPT. They will verify your coursework, they will verify your I-20, they will look at everything and they say, that's great, let's do it. Here's the form. The form which they will give you is I-765. Yeah, I-765. That's the form. I will also put the form in the description, or I'll show you in the link or on the screen. You can look at it. You basically fill out that form details and also give your I-20 and transcript and stuff like that. They ask for some documents. You provide that. You also have to provide passport. You can look at the documents which needed. You provide that, and then your DSO reviews those documents, and then they say like, everything looks great. They package this whole thing and send a mail to USCIS, which is Homeland Security and all of that. They send this, the USCIS will send you a letter to your home or to your apartment saying that, hey, we looked at your case, we received your case, and here's the case number, which you need to keep it safe and secure to track your case. And once you get the case number, this is the website. I'll put in the post editing. This is the website which you look at it, and then you put your case number, and then it will say case received, case is in review, case under investigation, and then case is approved, your EAD card is processed. If everything goes great, the stages will go through and they will send you your EAD card, which is an employment authorization document. Basically, it's a card like a credit card they will send you, and you can start working. You can get a job. But if you happen to forget something in your documents, or your DSO made a mistake while they was filling up the form, or when you made a mistake while filling up the form, then they might say, they might send you an RFE, which is request for evidence, and you have to provide that evidence that here's my passport and I made a mistake, here's an updated form and all of that. Everything goes well, you get an EAD, and basically that EAD will have a start date of your employment, which basically means that that's when you can start working in United States legally. I'll not go into the detail of start date and end date because there's a lot more complex things to talk about in that. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to talk about those start and when to apply and all of that. So that's the general process of OPT. Now let's talk about how this policy will impact you. Okay, so according to these articles, I will put this link in the description so you can look at it. Basically, this new policy is saying that as an F1 student, as an international student, you have to provide a justification or a detailed explanation of how is your training or your job, OPT job, related to your master's. And that has to be reviewed by DSO. They have to research and make sure that this is all valid and then submit your form to USCIS. So that's basically, it's it used to happen in my college, it still happens, but it's more official now. They have to do as a part of the process. They have to make sure that your job is related to your master's. They verify that and so on. What is the good example for this kind of thing? Okay, so a very good example would be if you did your master's in computer science, for example, and you happen to get no job in your career field and you are going and applying for HR or sales or support and even project manager, but that project manager is basically managing a house construction or like a billing operations or something which is not related to software. A software project manager or an IT project manager still considered under computer science, but not like a construction project manager. Those doesn't match. Those positions are not related to computer science. Vice versa, for example, if you did your master's in construction management, mechanical or aerospace or petroleum or whatever, and you happen to get no job in your career field, but you knew somehow web development or computer programming, you learned it on your own and happened to get a job as a web developer, that is not related to your master's. So those are the good example which will fit in this case, and if you are in one of those cases, that's where it's going to impact you as a student, that your OPT will not be approved. Okay, so now the further thing which is mentioned in this article is DSO will be given the tools, or they can use the tools like Department of Labor website or research website, where they can actually check your roles and responsibilities. So let's say you got an internship or a job in web as a web developer, and as a web developer you will have certain roles, expectations which will be given by your employer. You have to submit that, and that DSO will take that and put it in this website, and they will say these are the major which will come under this role. So for example, web developer or these positions and all of this comes under computer science, MIS or data science and all of that. So if the student has done major from this master's program, then he's good to go. But if that is not the case, then it will not be approved and you will not be eligible to apply for OPT, or your OPT will not, he will say that no, you cannot apply for it. Okay, so the other thing which this article also talks about is increasing the site visit during your OPT. What does that mean? It basically means if you said that you're a project manager or you're a web developer and your master's is computer science, there will be on-site visit from US Homeland Security officers will come to your office during your OPT. They will interview you and your boss and make sure that you're still an employee, you are who you are and you are doing what you said in your application, and your job role still matches the master's you did. It has happened with me, so go and check this video out. It happened after my H1-B got approved, but now they're starting to do this more and more in OPT. So that's basically what they are increasing as a scrutiny to make sure that really you are not lying about your application and it's true. So if you don't lie, then there's no problem, but if you lie, then there is a trouble and it can impact you. The worst case scenario will be that you applied for a job which is not related to your master's program, your DSO forgets to review it and still go ahead and apply to USCIS, and USCIS goes ahead and approves your OPT and you get an OPT card. After this, when you apply for H1-B visa, that's when it's going to be impactful, because H1-B will review that your OPT job was not related to your master's and it got approved. So they might straight away reject your visa or might send you more evidence that explain how this was related to your master's. That's what this new policy is. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think you need to even worry about it, because my college, when I applied for OPT, they were already doing this. All of my friend has to justify why and how is their job related to this. I will also put this form, which I will, you can see it, my form. I also filled out this details. So I don't think you need to worry about it at all. The only thing you should be worried about, if you come to United States to get masters and you get no job and you're trying to get a job in a totally different field which is not related to your masters, that case, yes, that is going to be a problem and your OPT will not approve, so you'll have to go back. That is a problem, but I don't think that's a problem. In general, you wouldn't come to get your master's where you wouldn't want to do a job in your master's. So I don't think you need to worry about it too much. I hope this kind of clarifies the whole situation. This is it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Until our next episode, keep smiling and keep hustling. Bye.